Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to another tutorial. Today we're going to work on an algorithm, max characters. So max chars is going to be the name of the function. Now let's start out with our Visual Studio. We got an index HTML. I made mine to a live server, but so exclamation mark and tab. So we get our boilerplate of HTML. And like in the other videos, we're just going to make a script tag right here. Right at the bottom, and within our script tag, let's do our JavaScript. So feel free to pause if you need to. I'm gonna start out then. So with a given word, say like it has two E's in it, like steer, you want to print out like the max character. And the max character is E because there's the most E's in the whole thing. So let's just do our function for now. Let me spread this out. We don't need that much. Okay, I'm gonna actually work through the console too though, so let's inspect the element. Let's go to our console. Okay, for now. Alright, so in our script tag, let's make a function. And let's call it max character. Okay, max character, and in there it's going to take a string. So str as a placeholder. And in our code block, now let's start out. We want a couple like landing zones so we can manipulate the data. So let's make an object, empty object. You'll figure out what it's for in a bit. Oh, we gotta make that SC for script. Okay, empty object. Then let max equals 0, and let max character, max char equals, and then just for now it's gonna actually. Alright, so what we want to start doing is let's make that for loops. For let, it's a for of loop actually, so it's to work through an array. So let char of str, so our string. So we're going to loop through our string using char as the iterator, and we're going to say if, so if objects, and then inside of there we're going to put char. So if this exists and it equals 1, so we're already counting. So if it exists and it equals 1, what's going on here? Oh, we gotta put the code block there. Is equal to 1. Nah. Just if this thing exists for now. So if it does not exist, basically it's going to be a char. What's going to happen is inside here we'll do obj char equals 1. So if it does not exist inside our objects, we're going to pretty much push it in. Hold on. Let's remove this and put it outside. Equals 1 and semicolon. And then we do the else. So else obs dot char plus plus. So if it already exists, we're just going to increment it by 1 basically. So what's happening here is, okay, it takes in a string. We have instantiated an object, pretty much like a counter, and then a max character. So we're going to loop through that string, and if inside of our object, actually let's take away that S. So if obj.char exists, if it does not exist, we're going to start one with a number of 1. Otherwise, we're going to increment it by 1 if it already exists within our object. So with that given, let's go down 2 lines where we're pretty much, let's see, where does this end? If you click right by it, you'll see where it ends. We want to go outside of the for loop then. When that for loop finishes, what we want to do is make another for loop then and loop through our objects. What we can do right now is actually console.log, just so we can see what's going on in the background. So console.log, and let's log our objects, or whatever I'm gonna call it. So console.log obj. What's going on? Well, we didn't do anything yet because on the bottom we have to. Let's go down here then and paste that in, and let's just put a simple string in. So hello world, and save that. Next character. Refresh and console. Oh no. Alright, so what we get back is our, you see our characters then. We got 1D, E, H, L, 2 O's, 1 R, and 1 W. So obviously our max character is going to be the L, because in Hello World there's 3 L's. So as you could probably already see where this is going. So alright, keep in mind now we're still outside of the for loop. So after the for loop runs, this console logged that out into one object. So now we just want to loop through the object, and pretty much want to grab the max character. So let's do another for. Now we're going to do a for in loop because we're working with an object, not an array. So for in loop. So for lit ob, just to say ob in object in obj. So we're going to have to do now is if, making an if statement. So if obj ob, because remember that is our iterator, and obj and then ob. So if that is greater than max, which up here remember we made max. So if it is greater than max, what we're gonna do is max equals obj and then ob, our iterator. We're going to push that in basically, and below that our max char will equal the obj. Semicolon. So let's break this down. Lit ob and obj If that exists and it's greater than the max, which is starts out as 0, max will equal, and then the value of that, which will be basically our 3 over here. Max char will equal the object self. And that loops through. So let's go down 2 brackets because we want to go outside of our for loop then. We want to, let's cancel that log. And then max char, because max char is going to equal that object. Save that. And let's see, what do we got here? Console. This thing keeps popping up. So let's make this bigger. And refresh. This debugger thing, you just have to turn it off. Sometimes it pops up for me. Okay, so let's make it smaller. Back in our console. Refresh. Console, max char. Let's see what's going on here. Max equals object. Oh, we should make this OB. Actually, there you go. Did we loop through this right? See, for lit OB in obj, which is up here, our obj. So if obj OB is greater than max, max will equal OB, and then max character equals that, and we want to log max car. Let's see, why is that not cancel that logging? Should be 2, maybe because max char. Do we got a capital letter here? Aha. Let's save that, and there you go. So you see right here we have it's printing out the L. To make it even clearer, let's put and a comma. Save that. And even let's put the equal sign. So save, and let's make that bigger. So as you can see, it spits out the object because up here we console.logged it, and then after our second for loop runs, it console.logs the max char itself. Let's make it full screen. But yeah, that's our max character algorithm, and that's how it is applied. Let me zoom out here. And okay, well, and that's it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.